All right, peeps, in this video, we are going to do a word problem translation involving a percentage and either a part or a whole. That's going to be up to us to translate. Let's dive right into it. So we are given that Kyrie's bank account had $370 in it at the end of winter. Okay, so I don't know what that amount is or how it's important, so I haven't translated that yet. It then says that was 40.7% of what he had at the beginning of winter. And this is where I pause because I can now translate. Because this "that was" refers to the 370. So literally I read this and I think $370. So I look at that and I think $370 is 40.7% of some amount. And that's our equation. So $370 was or is 40.7% of something. So as a percentage in an equation, we write that as a decimal. So that's going to be 0.407. So 370 is 40.7% of, means multiplication, some number that we don't know. So it turns out that we're actually taking a percentage of the original whole to get the part out. But we didn't need to know that in order to just translate what we need. Now, we'll read the rest of the word problem, but we've already translated, so we kind of know what we're going to solve for. This then says, how much money was in Kyrie's account at the beginning of winter? That would be the X value. So I'm going to define my X value as usual, define what X is, so you're not wondering, what does it stand for? X equals money, and I'll say at beginning of winter. So I am greatly abbreviating here. Of course, depending on your teacher or depending on you, you might not want to abbreviate. So X equals the amount of money at the beginning of winter. So now all we've got to do is solve that equation. So we've translated it. Now we're left with something algebraic. A brief reminder that when you're working in word problems, you should be rocking a translation, going on to the next word problem, then rocking another translation to an equation, and then doing that repeatedly so that you're drilling your ability to translate from words into expressions or equations. Then go back and solve all the equations, which is what I'm about to do now. So to undo a number times X, I'm going to divide by that number. So I divide both sides by 0.407. And I'll do that to both sides. Once I divide by 0.407 on both sides, I get out my calculator. I've already done the math out. That's going to give us 909.09. That's rounded to the nearest hundredth because we're dealing with money, and hundredths would be cents. So that's equal to X. So that would be in dollars. So at the beginning of winter, Kyrie had $909.09 in his account. And this makes sense. If you think about it, the $370 was 40% of something, which is a little bit less than half. So this is a little bit less than half of what he used to have, and this is slightly more than double what that number is. So we can make sense and say, yeah, that answer does make legitimate sense. There you have it, peeps, a sweet word problem translation. I hope you got a lot out of it. I certainly had fun making it.